Rosa, and this is the Morning Bus at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I am joined by my beautiful cast, JT, Bethea, Leslie Gallagher, Tanner Price, and Lana Kalapodakis. How you guys doing?
The mic's in my face, but I'm all good.
Well, we have a beautiful morning today. You know, we have some news, we have some good news, bad news, and all of the above. Today is President's Day. So it is President's Day. We don't have a holiday in Montclair State. You know, they're not making it a holiday, but whatever. I'll talk to the authorities about it. I'm like, hey, President's Day should be a holiday. But whatever.
If anybody can do it, Victor, it'll be you.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
we should have a free day. Come on, why not? Like it's President's Day. You know, George Washington was born.
Celebrate I don't know, Chester B. Arthur.
Let's celebrate
slave owners.
President Garfield.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about the cat. I'm
William
talking about
Howard Taft.
William Taft, you know, he got stuck in the shower, you know, so it happens. So let's just start with the news. Lana, take it away.
I'd love to. In national news, 9 children were wounded in a shooting at a gas station in Columbus, Georgia this weekend. Gunfire broke out at roughly 10 p.m. on Friday when the kids came over to the station from a nearby party. It is currently unknown who fired the shots. The children sustained non-life-threatening injuries, with the youngest child shot being 5 years old. In state news, a well-known Gloucester County diner dies after being hit by a car. Osvaldo Perez Ramos was crossing Route 40 on his way to work when he was hit by a 17-year-old driver. The diner where Perez Ramos worked held a candlelit vigil on Saturday for their beloved employee. In local news, 4 people were injured at American Dream yesterday when a decorative helicopter fell on them in the water park. The victims sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The water park was immediately closed and will remain closed while the investigation continues. As for the weather today, it is currently 41 degrees and cloudy with a high of 58 and a low of 40, with a humidity level at 94 and a good air quality at 30.
Thank you so much, Lana, for that news update. And I gotta say, the weather isn't that bad today. It's pretty good. It's pretty springy a little bit, so that's nice. That's
It's
nice.
not gonna stay though.
I know. I cry every night, but I know it's not gonna stay. But we also got sports news. So Tanner Price, take it away.
There was a huge step made in baseball yesterday. Chicago White Sox minor league pitcher has come out as gay to the world via an Instagram post. Oh, Anderson Comas. Anderson Comas is the 3rd pro baseball player to come out following Brian Ruby and Solomon Bates. The White Sox released a statement of support later. A huge step forward for baseball. The Rangers return home tonight with a battle versus the Winnipeg Jets. The Rangers went 2-0-1 on their Western Canadian road trip. Those same Jets lost last night to the Devils 4-2. Dawson Mercer potted 2 goals in the win for the Red and Black. The Islanders face off versus the Penguins tonight at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. Recently released quarterback Derek Carr had a meeting this week with the Jets front office and coaching staff. Carr, the longtime Raiders quarterback, was released Tuesday after being benched to close out the season. Seahawks receiver DK Metcalf said yesterday that he will be getting drug tested. This comes after a video posted of him doing a high jump for an advertisement and also his stellar performance in the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. In the actual NBA All-Star Game, Team Giannis defeated Team LeBron by a score of 184-175. Victor, back to you.
Thank you so much, Tanner, for that sports update. We got the news update. We got the sports update. Now we got the stories. And one of the breaking news, this is breaking news. This happened this morning or was announced this morning. President Joe Biden visited Ukraine. Joe Biden makes a surprise visit to Kyiv, Ukraine, and meets with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky and First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelensky, just days before Ukraine marks their 1-year anniversary of the war with Russia. This trip is the first time Biden has visited Ukraine since the war began. Biden delivered remarks at Mariinsky Palace, which is the equivalent of Ukraine's White House, to announce an additional $500 million in U.S. assistance. Ukraine already has $2.5 billion in assistance for, missiles and, types of war and weapons. Biden was expected to visit Poland, but made the last-minute decision to go on a 10-hour ride to Ukraine to show their support. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if this changes anything, and hopefully they don't mark a 2nd year anniversary or a 3rd or a 4th. Just So the war hopefully ends soon. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully we can end the war. Like, why do we have war still? We believe in world peace. Come on, what's happened? So we'll see what happens. But we got more news. We got local news here at the morning bus. So Leslie, take it away.
Yes, 4 injured at American Dream Mall yesterday afternoon after a decorative helicopter fell in a pool at the American Dream Mall. The decorative helicopter that suspends from the ceiling at DreamWorks Water Park was detached after 3 p.m. and landed in the pool. The 4 people hurt were treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The water park was immediately evacuated right after. American Dream spokesperson Jessica Griffin said, quote, "The safety of our guests is our highest priority. We will conduct a thorough investigation into this incident to ensure the park meets all safety regulations as required," end quote. This is not the first incident that happened in the American Dream Mall, and is once died while snowboarding at the Big Snow, which is the indoor snowboarding place within the American Dream Mall. So that has happened in the past, but this was in the DreamWorks Water Park.
Yeah, this was just yesterday that it happened, and it's sad that people were having fun and then got injured, sadly, because I don't know if you've been to American Dream.
I've been several times.
They have
actually,
like a lot of stuff like in the ceilings, especially
Yeah.
at DreamWorks Water Park, where they have all the characters. Shrek. They have How to Train Your Dragon. All these characters like on the ceiling. So like it's scary that
Yeah. They have very extensive decorations throughout the whole mall.
Mhm.
And, it's really extravagant and really, cool if you're into that. But I'm glad that at least the injuries were not life-threatening.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which is good.
We don't want that. We don't want that. So hopefully they'll be okay, and American Dream can expand security measures so that doesn't happen again.
Mhm.
However, we gotta keep going with the stories, and we have not a local story, but a story close to us because we had the chance to talk to a lot of people from Michigan State. Michigan State reopens today, a week after mass shooting. Michigan State University is going to reopen campus today, a week after 3 people died and 5 others were injured from mass shooting. Changes that will be present on campus are academic adjustments and increased security from the police department. University officials say this reopening will be part of the healing process for the campus community. Interim Provost Thomas Jaishko said, end quote, "No one thinks that we're coming back to a normal week. In fact, this semester is not going to be normal. No courses will be held where the shooting occurred, and 300 classes have been relocated to other places on campus. Professors have been advised to extend grace, sympathy, and empathy to their students and reevaluate how the rest of their courses will go on." I'm going to send a special shout out to Impact 89 FM, Michigan State's campus radio station, for their coverage of the event, and station manager Delaney Rogers for joining us last Tuesday on the morning bus with host Jake Goetz and Aiden Ivers. So, it's good that they're coming back, but hopefully, this is part, as they say, part of the healing process because,
Yeah.
Innocent people were, sadly devastated by this tragedy.
Mhm.
And we hope that this doesn't happen. This is not a occurring theme in other places. Later on, we're going to talk about a shooting that happened in Linden, which is very close to Montclair. I would say like, I don't know, like 15 miles away.
Yeah.
Or 16 miles away. So it's very, very sad and scary that this is happening. And Michigan State is a fellow MSU.
Yes.
So, obviously when I first read the news, I read, many of the headlines said MSU.
I think
I
a
was
lot
scared.
of
I was like, oh my God, I live here. So,
Yeah.
but Michigan State, my thousand prayers go to you guys. And hopefully this semester, even though it started rough, because we're only in February, it's only the
it's
second
the
month.
beginning.
Yeah. So hopefully, they can go on and be able to do the things they do in
Mhm.
Michigan State University. And again, shout out to Impact 89 FM for not only covering this horrible tragedy, but also being part of the morning bus and showing up and being part of the interview with Jake and Aiden that they're going to be on tomorrow. So you can listen to them tomorrow and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But, we got to go to a quick break, and we will be right back. That was a very amazing feature. Shout out to our production team, Marissa and Alex, for that wonderful feature. I loved it.
Many
President-
WMSC voices on that too.
Yes,
So many I recognize.
Yeah, that was very fun. That really brightened up my morning. So thank you guys. That was great. That was great. Happy President's Day, and shout out to President Cheese Whiz.
Just a made up character.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That was funny.
They're very creative people. I
Yeah.
give them props.
No, I gotta give him props. Gotta give him props. But we got more news. So Leslie, take it away.
Yes, indeed. According to NJ.com, 4 dead in Linden shooting. 2 minors and 2 adults are dead after shooting in a neighborhood in Linden. A Linden police spokesperson said the shooter is believed to be one of the dead. Linden police responded to multiple reports of a shooting early Sunday morning. That was yesterday. 1 minor died during the incident and the other passed away in the University Hospital in Newark. Linden Mayor Derek Armstead said, quote, "The child in the hospital has died. This morning, Linden suffered another tragedy," end quote. Governor Phil Murphy said, quote, "This is an ongoing investigation with many questions to be answered. Linden is a strong community and we will support them however possible as they mourn and recover," end quote. So
Yeah, this is devastating. Again, as we talked about before the break, it's sad that, these types of shootings keep happening in places that shouldn't, in a university, there shouldn't be gun violence.
Mhm.
In a neighborhood
Neighborhoods.
where, kids live and 2 minors died, it shouldn't be happening. It should be a peaceful place. It should be a place of, as a campus, a learning place, not a violent place, and also a neighborhood, where families
be
live. Like,
safe.
why is this happening? And it's devastating. It's devastating. And hopefully our thoughts and prayers goes to the families in Linden who maybe lost a family member, a neighbor.
Mhm.
So it's devastating. Hopefully this doesn't keep happening, because it's very sad to read on the morning bus. And yeah, I would love to report good news, not sad news like this. So we'll see what happens in the future.
But as updates come in, we will
We will give you
keep
updates
reporting on this story
no,
as
of
it's an
course.
ongoing investigation.
Of course. So we got more news, and this one is from the Ohio derailment. CEO of train company meets with East Palestine, Ohio residents affected by the derailment incident. Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw met with residents of East Palestine, Ohio, after a train from their company with hazardous materials got derailed February 3. Shaw said he is working with Ohio government and health authorities to clean up the site. Shaw said, end quote, "We are working closely with Ohio environmental and health agencies on the long-term plan to protect the environment and the community. We are going to do the work thoroughly, completely, and safely. We want to know we are going to do the right thing for their community, and I am determined to earn their trust," end quote. The mayor of East Palestine said in a Facebook post, end quote, "Shaw told all of us that Norfolk Southern is here to stay, and we'll make sure the village is made whole. We intend to hold them to that standard," end quote. Earlier in the week, residents of East Palestine expressed their concerns about whether the air and water is safe after the toxic spill, and their distrust with answers official authorities have given about the situation. So I don't know if you guys have the chance to see videos and pictures of what's happening, but it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It looks like cloudy skies, but it's not cloudy in Ohio. It's because of the derailment incident and what's happening. So this is scary. Hopefully this doesn't cause like a horrible environmental issue for the people living there and the places that live around it, because it'll not only affect East Palestine, Ohio, but it'll affect the surrounding cities. So hopefully this doesn't, the authorities in charge of this, and obviously the CEO of the train that derailed fixes this, because we shouldn't live like that.
This happened February 3rd, and it's still an ongoing issue, it seems.
Yeah, it's still an ongoing issue, and I think it will be for a few months, because a toxic spill like that is causing very big damage in the area. So we'll see what happens, but we got more and more news. So
Yes.
Leslie Gallagher, take it away.
Speaking of President's Day, we have President's Day news.
Mhm.
Former President Jimmy Carter is put in hospice care, according to AP News. Former President Jimmy Carter, who is the oldest living president of the United States at 98 years old, has entered hospice care at the Carter Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Many said their thoughts and prayers for the well-being of the 39th president of the nation, including her niece, Kim Fuller. Fuller quoted Carter and said, quote, "I have one life and one chance to make it count for something. I'm free to choose that something. My faith demands that I do whatever I can, wherever I can, whenever I can, for as long as I can," end quote. People came from different parts of the state to pay their respects to Carter. James Culberston from Calhoun, Georgia said, quote, "I brought my sons down here today to pay respect for President Carter and teach them a little bit about how great a humanitarian he was, especially in later stages of life," end quote.
Yeah. It's sad to see another person sadly die, in hospice. I didn't know what hospice was before I read the story. Hospice is when, it's literally the
The stage right before.
yeah, right before a terminally ill.
To make people as, comfortable as
Mhm.
possible.
Exactly. So
Pay their respects. It's a tough time for,
for
family,
anybody,
friends, and anybody who knew them. And this is someone who a lot of people knew.
yeah,
President. Yeah.
president. So
But 98, wow.
yeah, 98 is crazy. I hopefully I'll be able to get there. We'll see. 98, Victor 98.
We all can dream.
I wonder if I'll look this good at 98. We'll see. We'll see.
Always. Always.
Our thoughts and prayers to Jim Carter. He's not dead yet, so hopefully he'll be, he'll be fine in this obviously hard time because hospice care. So
Got
we'll
a lot of people taking care of him, a lot of people looking out for him. So hopefully he will be comfortable.
yeah, of course, and obviously close to his family and friends. That's the most important part.
Always.
So we're gonna go to a quick break, guys, and then we're gonna have an interview, guys. An interview, yes. An interview with Melissa De Almeida, who is part of the Red Hawk Rising program, a program here in Montclair State, where education students, become teachers after they graduate to help the New York education system. So we're gonna go to a quick break, and then we'll be right back with that great, amazing interview. So we'll be right back.
There are some things that I don't want you
This is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I am Victor Muñiz Rosa. I'm joined by my beautiful cast members here at WMSC, JT, Lana Kalapodakis, Tanner Price, and Leslie Gallagher. But we got an interview today. And I gotta say, I'm super excited for it. I hope the interviewees too. Today we're joined by Melissa De Almeida, a student who is part of the Red Hawk Rising program, an initiative from Montclair State University, which wants to improve education in Newark and prepare the teachers of the future. Thank you so much for joining us, Melissa. I hope you're doing well this fine morning.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
It's lovely to have you. So let's get right to it. How did you get involved with the Red Hawk Rising program?
So the program came into my high school my senior year, so I was really at the end of it. Everybody else had a chance to have it in their regular high school schedule, and the juniors had the college classes after school. But because I was a senior, I didn't have a chance to have it in my schedule. So I talked to the vice principal, and I was like, is there any way I can get in this program? This is exactly what I want to do. This is my initiative. I want to come back to Newark. I want to teach here. This is everything I want to do. Let's make it work. So I had an interview with a few people here at Montclair State and my VP. And from there, the interview went well. We spoke. They were able to include me in these college classes after school. So I was taking these college classes after school with all the juniors. I was the only senior involved.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
You seem so ambitious and proactive. I love your energy. Would you mind telling us what the application process to Red Hawk Rising was like for anyone who is interested?
So they would select you to be in the teacher academy classes in your regular high school schedule. So freshman year to sophomore year, you would have regular classes, and you would also have it your junior year. But junior year, you would also have the college classes after school. Well, now the times are changing, but in the beginning, it was in the after school. And in the beginning of the semester, before the semester even started, I think it was at the end of fall semester. We haven't started yet. We had a meeting with Miss Danielle Epps, and she showed us the application process on the computer. We all did it together through a Zoom call. And once it went through, we were in. It was very simple, very easy. Anybody that wanted to join and be a part of it was very much welcomed, and it was very open arms.
Oh, that's amazing. And as you talked about in the Montclairian article, you grew up with immigrant parents from Brazil, and you have talked about the struggles they have with English as a second language. How did this inspire you to be an English second language teacher? Which I find very interesting because my English is my second language too. So,
Yeah.
I find it
So
very
growing up
interesting.
in an immigrant household, English was also my second language. Portuguese was first. That's all we knew. That's all we spoke at home. But when my sister went to school, we're 10 years apart. So she came here and immigrated with my parents. So they didn't speak no English. No one
Oh, wow.
around them really helped out much. So when they went to school, there was no one kind of guiding them.
Mhm.
Flyers would go out for like things like I mentioned in an article, like picture day or gym days, and my mom never knew because she didn't understand, and no one
Mhm.
made it easier for her to understand. So my sister went to school, my parents would leave her there and then just hope for the best at the end of the day. But that's really all that they could do. So when I became older and I had to start thinking about my career choices, I'm like, no, I want to bring back to the community. I want to do something good. I want to do something that I know my parents wish they had this help. I know that I volunteer, excuse me, at the church. So I know that there's a lot of parents out here who are immigrating from Brazil, immigrating from all other parts of the country where they don't speak English as a first language. So having this extra set of hands from someone who went through this process with my parents, it would make it easier, especially in Newark, because in the Ironbound itself, it's so much diversity, so many different ethnicities and cultures and everything mixed together in one classroom. So it's either Spanish or Portuguese from Brazil or Portuguese from Portugal. So it's a really big mix. So being able to connect with the students on a different level, as like I had immigrant parents, I know your struggles. I had to work at a younger age. My sister knows your struggles, even though it wasn't me, it was my sister, but I'm doing this in a form of giving back to the community and helping those parents who struggle just like my parents.
Yeah, I understand completely what you're saying because I'm Spanish speaker first. So I understand completely. So we got more questions, Leslie.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's anything in your program, and especially in terms of being a future ESL teacher, if there's anything in your program that you've learned that you are going to take into your future of teaching, if there's any tips like you've learned. I think that's
So one thing that I have learned is that the way the students connect. So I learned this as a student, and I'm also learning it as a future educator, is that students need to have that connection with their teachers to be able to open up more. So if there's a teacher up in the classroom who doesn't know their background or doesn't understand where they come from or even doesn't come from the same place, it won't make a big impact as someone who did come from the same place. So I grew up in Newark. I went to schools in Newark. I still live in Newark and I want to continue to live in Newark. So when I become a teacher, those students will be able to say, like, no, Melissa, she knows because she lived here when she was younger. She went to schools here. She knows what it's like for her parents to work all day long and all night long. So having that connection with teachers makes a big difference in their learning, how they speak in the classrooms, how they connect with teachers, even when it's not about school stuff, when they simply just need a place to talk to or a safe space to be in. So creating that safe space in a school environment makes a difference in the students' lives.
Wow, I agree. And one of the initiatives of Red Hawk Rising is that when students participate and graduate from college, they're guaranteed a teaching job in New York. How does it
Yes.
feel to like already have a secure job when you graduate, even though you're only in your second semester of college, you're a freshman? So how does that feel?
It feels honestly amazing. I'm so grateful to God. I couldn't be any more grateful. My initiative, like I said before, was always to come back to Newark. I always wanted to go back to my old middle school. I've always wanted to come back and teach. So having this program set upon me coming back, regardless, it's awesome because now I already wanted to come back. Now it's set in stone. I have the contract framed up at home. Everything's ready to go. I just really need to finish and get my degree.
Oh, that's amazing.
That
That's
is-
amazing.
yeah, that is so sweet that you want to go back to the schools where you first learned. I want to know what made you want to go back and not teach at. I mean, this is, the program sets you up to go back anyways, but
Mhm.
you wanted to go back before that. So I want to know what made you want to go back.
So the school that I want to go back to is called Oliver Street School in Newark, New Jersey. And it's a school that I went to. It's a school that my sisters went to. It's a school that most of my family and friends went to. So it has a lot of history in this school. We have pictures there. I have pictures with teachers like as a baby there that still teach there. So there's a
Oh,
lot
wow.
of history in
cute.
that school. So I've always wanted to come back. And as a student, you always help the teacher around and like this one day is going to be me. And I really want it to be me. And I want students to know that like I grew up in this community. I grew up in the Ironbound. I went to this school like a trillion years ago. Like I know what it's like, and I'm here to help you with every struggle you have because you might think that I don't understand your struggles, but boy, do understand your struggles because I went through them myself. So I think that having that connection with students is going to make my teaching experience 100 times better.
Wow, that's
Absolutely.
amazing. So what type of impact do you think this program, Red Hawk Rising, is going to have in the future? Because this just started only in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Like this
Yeah.
started recently. So what do you think what impact will it have in the future?
I mean, let's look at my life, for example. This has been a great impact on my life. We started in 2019, but I'm the first graduate from Eastside High School to even start off, following the steps of the program. And I think that the impact is going to be great. We are struggling with the teacher shortage, as we all know. So having students from Newark who want to become teachers come back to Newark, it's a line of teachers coming back generation after generation. Like it's gonna what's the word? It's going to diminish this problem of teacher shortages. We're going to have teachers who actually want to who actually want to be a future educator come into Newark and actually want to teach in Newark, who grew up here, have these connections with students, have these connections with families and community members and churches and restaurants and all and around in Newark. So this is going to do a great impact, not only on our lives who want to be future educators, but also the student lives who are going to go through the process of going through school from K to 12 all the way up to high school and college and so forth. Because then when they want to become a teacher and they have great experiences with the education system, then they can come around and it's a whole circle.
Oh, that's amazing. This is actually very, very great. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you also are really building a really nice community for teachers and educators. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, there's a
Where
lot of guidance with Montclair State. And when we do the program, we even have coaches as we take the college
Oh,
classes
wow.
after school. So they're helping us, they're guiding us in transitioning from, okay, we went through a high school day, but now we're in our college classes. Like now this is different setting, it's different thing. It's a professor, not just a regular teacher no more. Like there's a difference. And I didn't pick up on it, but having these coaches around us, there's a big difference. And they do guide us a lot every step of the way, even if we don't want to become educators or we don't want to come to Montclair State. They're still there. They talk to us. They text us every now and then. We keep in contact and we always end up running into each other.
Yeah, makes sense. That's so cool that they guide you like that. And Melissa, where can we learn more about the Red Hawk Rising program? If you could point us to a resource.
So Dr. Zoll and Dr. Epps, Miss Daniel Epps,
Mhm.
we work here at the Center of Pedagogy. So I work with them and we always are having programs with Red Hawks Rising. We always are going back to the high schools, speaking to students, speaking to the freshmen who are just now hearing about this. So usually we always have something going on with the students. And if you talk to Miss Epps or Dr. Zoll, they're you'll love to hear it from them because you're getting the student perspective, but they're the ones that created this. They're going through it and now they're seeing the initiative behind it. And it's not only the adults that want it, now it's the students that want it too. So you're seeing both views.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Thank you so much, Melissa, for joining us this morning. I know it's hard to wake up at 7:30, so thank you so much for
No
joining
problem.
us.
Thank you so
And
much for having me.
Well,
of
she's a
course,
future educator.
that's
She's gonna
true.
have to be up
That's
early
true. You're
making the
gonna have to
This
be
is
lesson
the
waking
time
up
I'm here
early. That's true.
anyways.
and she's gonna have to start her day off with middle schoolers. So we're just prepping her.
Yeah.
We're much
Yep.
more calm than middle schoolers. So
Yep.
Thank you so much, and I hope you have an amazing morning, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And hey, we're gonna go to a quick break, and we will be right back with what's happening on campus.
90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair.
This is the Morning Buzz. I am Victor Muñiz Rosa, and we are joined here by Leslie Gallagher, JT Bethea, Tanner Price, and Lana Kalapodakis. But we got more news. So campus news, actually. What's happening on campus this week, JT?
Yeah, what's up? Let's see if I can give y'all a reason to leave your dorms. Starting with Monday at 1 p.m. in the library, CAP will be hosting their several time weekly program, Let's Talk. If you they're there for you if you ever need anything at all the above. Yeah. Also, if you are interested in players, our campus student theater organization, they will be hosting one act auditions. Long story short, there will be several different plays, including one written by our very own music director, Jared Tauber, which is a musical. Just prepare whatever you want, and then if you would like, you go down, make sure you audition for some. On Tuesdays, the Brothers of Sigma Lambda Beta will be selling churros in University Hall at 11 a.m. Pretty self-explanatory right there. A couple hours later at the rec at 7 p.m., they will be hosting a wood sign painting night. I'm sure if you all just need to take a second to de-stress, come up with some good crafts or whatnot, they'll always be there to help you out. And on Wednesday, it is mostly meetings, but there are a couple of events starting with 11 a.m. on Wednesday. There's going to be a study abroad fair in the ballrooms. Then at 8:30, you can make your own mystical crafts, potion bottles, magic wands, crystal beaded jewelry, all the above in University Hall at 2006. So if you're into that, I'm sure they got just what you need. On Friday, the Arab Student Association will be having a movie night at 4:30 p.m. in the Student Center, room 419, the meeting room. And last but not least, the Unified Asian American Student Organization will be hosting an open mic in the Red Hawk Nest at 7 p.m. I'm sure it's all going to be a whole lot of fun. Not a lot this week. It's mostly meetings. It's a little bit of a slow week, but definitely if you need some excitement to brighten up your life, I'm sure we all do at some point. I'm sure all of these events should speak out to you.
What about Wednesdays at 4 p.m.? You didn't think to mention?
Well, I didn't want to bring up meetings, but yes, if you are interested,
Our meetings are fun though.
Our meetings are fun, but
Meetings
if you
are
are interested
fun.
in joining the radio station, we always
Same.
host our meetings at 4 p.m. every single Wednesday.
In the School of Communications.
Pretty much all these
Yeah.
organizations that I did list, they have multiple meetings. You can always look into your emails. They send out emails about every single meetings every week, starting with players meetings, which are 5:30s on Mondays, and that's just players. Most of them are on Wednesdays. It's during the common hour, so anywhere between 12 all the way till 5 p.m. Several student organizations on campus, they always have their meetings.
What about the other meeting we have before the general body meeting?
Oh my God, one of my other meetings I gotta make sure to run to on Wednesday. The Video Production Club hosts their meetings at 2 p.m. I have too many meetings to keep track of.
Yeah, Wednesday's a lot. Wednesday's a lot.
It is a lot. Wednesdays, I don't have any classes, but from 12 to 5, I'm just meetings, one after the other.
See, I do have a class Wednesday. So it's like
Oh.
class and then just meetings. But anything for radio.
Hey, on Wednesday, if we want to distress, we can make mystical crafts.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
make my own magic wand, who knows? So we'll see.
You're gonna make a magic potion, Victor?
Maybe.
What would you make if you could make a magical potion? Like, what would you make though?
I would try to make a replica of the Shrek potion, the one where he becomes human. I would try to make
But you're
that.
already human, Victor.
Maybe if I drink, I'll turn into an ogre. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a reverse
I like how quickly you answered that question, but also question.
question. But hey, I love Shrek.
Question
Shrek 2
mark.
is one of the best animated movies of all time.
That was a
Of
good
course.
movie.
So I don't know. I would try to recreate that. That'd be fun.
Okay,
But-
but since you're human, what would you turn into?
I think an ogre, it'll be the opposite.
So-
Or maybe another mystical animal, like a donkey. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean, I remember when I was young, all the fairy tale books. I always just envisioned your face right there. You were what
What is this
I
joke,
don't know.
Tanner?
I didn't.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
I
Are
think
you
he's
saying Victor's an ogre?
no, he's saying the opposite.
No.
He says I look
Yeah.
like a prince from a fairy tale or something.
Yeah.
So that's thank you so much. Thank you so
No, I
much.
was saying I was
Oh,
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
comments I can
Mystical
make.
potions.
The prince from Prince Charming from The second one was a jerk.
Yeah, I know.
But
Well,
I'm not
Shrek
that
wasn't.
type. I'm not that.
Shrek
type.
wasn't, and he might turn into an ogre.
I love
or
this
maybe-
conversation.
or
It's
maybe-
too early for this conversation.
Or would you be Donkey?
I don't know. Maybe
I will tolerate
Which-
zero donkey slander.
I'm not slandering.
Donkey is an unsung hero.
Yes, he is.
Donkey is the unsung, underappreciated. He's the song on the album that you keep skipping until one day you land on it and realize it
You
was the
mean-
best song on the album.
You mean on
That
Far
is
Far Away
Donkey.
Idol?
How did we get
Yes.
to this conversation
So-
again?
You brought
So-
up Shrek too. This is your fault.
no. I did.
Victor
I
did.
did.
Oh,
I
wait,
did.
never mind.
I did.
See, I think myself personally, I'd be Gingy's like brother, Mongo, whatever his name is.
The giant?
The
Yeah.
giant gingerbread.
Yeah, that would be me.
That'd be interesting. I would love to see that movie.
He died a noble death.
Yeah, he did. He did. R.I.P.
Alexa, play "I Need a Hero" by the Fairy Godmother. I forgot the original artist.
This is from the first one, not the second one, but I'd be one of those like puppets from Gulak.
I also do have to
And
say,
Generation.
Bonnie Tyler.
I also do have to say that the scene with holding out for a hero, that is one of the best scenes in just film.
in
in
cinema history.
It's so good.
Okay, but what I do have to point out, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, and for this, I prematurely say, forget you. Shrek the Third is one of the most overhated movies of all time.
Whoa.
There's a list I have of
Is
movies.
that the one with the babies?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's
I
a
don't
list I
remember
have.
anything except the
I
babies.
do.
I don't know about that.
I do, and that is why it is generally one of the most overhated. There's a list I have of movies that were nowhere near as bad as the critics go, and what happens is we get a mob mentality of people who haven't even so much as seen the movie that just generally agree it was bad because of somebody they heard say it was bad. Shrek the Third is honestly, it would have been my favorite had not been Shrek 2. Honestly, I think Shrek the Third is better than the first one. The worst one, in my opinion, is Forever After.
I like Forever After. I think Forever After is better than Shrek the Third.
The thing is, I think the thing with Shrek the Third is that no one remembers anything about it.
How do you
I remember
not?
it being the one with like Snow White in it.
And
That's
Kid-
all I remember. And I saw the movie, I think. I mean, I was like 5.
Mind
I
you,
think.
I haven't even seen
saw
the
the
movie
movie,
since
I
I was
think.
in middle school, and I still remember practically everything.
I don't know. I agree with Tanner. I can barely remember the
Like,
plot
all
of
the-
that movie.
Like all the other ones, I remember everything about the movie. Like,
I also watched Shrek 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, so
that's true.
it's fresh in my
Well,
memory.
somebody better be dying. I am dying. How do y'all not remember this?
oh, I no. I try to remember, but I can't.
Y'all
I
suck.
just can't.
So lost.
No, yeah. So I think the best thing we could do right now is take a quick break and play Holding Out for a Hero just
You're the
because
rock.
we talked about it. So we have to play Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler, famous for Shrek 2, the scene with Mongo.
If you didn't play it, I would have had to question your producing.
No, don't worry. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it just for y'all. So I hope you guys enjoy Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. So let's go. Montclair. This is the morning bus. We're in the second hour of the morning bus. I am Victor Muñiz Rosa, your lovely host and producer of the morning bus. And we also got my co-host, Gallagher, my segment host, JT Bethea, my sportscaster, Tanner Price, and my amazing newscaster, Lana Kalapodakis. So, how you guys doing?
Let's brush upon the fact you said 5
I'm-
seconds and jumped right in.
Yes.
I feel joyful because you were just dancing around in studio like a
of
maniac,
course. Hey,
and that made me like
Your
happy.
energy is giving me energy, and I
Of course.
appreciate
Yeah,
Now,
brought a smile to my face.
my job as host and producer is not only giving you what you have to read and stuff like that. My job is to give you energy, because I know the mornings sometimes are like, you're either up or down, and most of the time when you got to wake up at 6, you're down. So I got to give you energy, so that we can do this amazing show. Tanner knows what I'm talking about. Thank you, Tanner. But you know what we have some news. So Lana, take it away.
course. In national news, 9 children were wounded in a shooting at a gas station in Columbus, Georgia this weekend. Gunfire broke out at roughly 10 p.m. on Friday when the kids came over to the station from a nearby party. It is currently unknown who fired the shots. The children sustained non-life-threatening injuries, with the youngest child shot being 5 years old. In state news, a well-known Gloucester County diner employee died after being hit by a car. Osvaldo Perez Ramos was crossing Route 40 on his way to work when he was hit by a 17-year-old driver. The diner where Perez Ramos worked held a candlelit vigil on Saturday for their beloved employee. In local news, 4 people were injured at American Dream yesterday when a decorative helicopter fell on them in the water park. The victims sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The water park was immediately closed and will remain closed while investigation continues. As for the weather, it is currently 41 degrees and cloudy with a high of 58 and a low of 40, with the humidity level at 94 and good air quality at 30.
Thank you so much, Lana, for that news update. But we also got more updates, especially in sports. So, Tanner, take it away with the sports news.
There's a huge step made yesterday in baseball. Chicago White Sox minor league pitcher Anderson Comas has come out as gay to the world via an Instagram post. Comas is the third pro baseball player to come out, following Brian Ruby and Solomon Bates. The White Sox released a statement in support later yesterday. A huge step forward for baseball. The Rangers return home tonight with a battle versus the Winnipeg Jets. The Rangers 2-0-1 on their Western Canadian road trip. Game starts at 7:00 at Madison Square Garden. Those same Jets lost to the Devils last night by a score of 4-2. Dawson Mercer potted 2 goals in the win for the Red and Black. The Islanders face off versus the Penguins tonight at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. Longtime Chicago Blackhawks captain Jonathan Toews announced yesterday that he will not be traded at this year's trade deadline because he is still dealing with symptoms of long COVID. Recently released quarterback Derek Carr had a meeting this week with the Jets front office and coaching staff. Carr, the longtime Raiders quarterback, was released Tuesday after being benched to close out the season. And in the NBA All-Star game, Team Giannis defeated Team LeBron by a score of 184-175. Victor, back to you.
Thank you so much, Tanner, for that sports update. And, this is the second hour. So we got the stellar segment. Yes, we got Am I in the Wrong? Disclaimer, these stories are not our personal experiences. These are stories from anonymous people who submitted this to Reddit. So, am I in the wrong for not canceling my plans after my boyfriend learned about his diagnosis? Oof, rough start. I, 25 female, working in event planning, so I always get invites or tickets to go high-end events. There was a huge event coming up that I was really excited to go to. I asked my boyfriend, 27 male, 3 days before the event to accompany me, and he said yes. So originally, the plan was my boyfriend, my stepsister, and myself. On the day of the event, he said he had a doctor's appointment, so he isn't sure if he can still attend. I said, no problem, and I waited for him to return home. A couple hours later, he texted me and said he has to, oh my God, people writing. He texted me and said he has something to tell me. I got worried and called him immediately. I asked if everything was okay, and he said he was diagnosed with anemia, so he'll have to take supplements. I expressed how sorry I was and spoke to him for about 2 hours, gave him pep talks, Told him I'm here if he needs me. Reassured him that I will always love him, etc. I then asked if he would still like to attend the event with me to take his mind off things, to which he responded that he doesn't like the artist performing, so he'd rather go to another event. I said, no problem, and I will go with my stepsister alone. He got upset and hung up. I called him back, but he started an argument how I'm selfish for going out while he's going through something. I told him that I already made the plans with my sister and with my stepsister, and I can't back out now as she's depending on me. I told him that this event is the only event my sister really wanted to attend, and I promised her that I would take her months prior. I even told him I'll see him next day, and he said he'd be safe and hung up. I go to the event around 11 and spend the entire event alone, just sitting down and watching the show by myself, having foods and drinks. When I returned home around 2 a.m., I called him and he was awake playing video games. His first words were, "Look who cares about me again." I said, "I'm too tired for this." And he responded by saying that, "Of course I'm tired." I went out without him, knowing he's upset, but I love partying and meeting new people so much that I didn't think to stay with him on the phone. I told him he's being ridiculous and would have stayed if it were just us who planned to go. He said my priorities are off and I'm an ignorant. Keep in mind, I don't attend parties unless it's with my family, and I only attend events a few times a year. So am I in the wrong for not staying on the phone with him and attending the event instead?
No,
No?
no way.
No.
Because there's one word in this that if it wasn't in this, he would be right. When he said she was talking about going to the event if he still wanted to go. He said, I then asked if he would still like to attend the event to take his mind off of things, which he responded that he doesn't want to go because he doesn't like the artist performing, so he'd rather go to another event.
Yeah.
So he'd rather go, so he's okay with going to an event, but
He just didn't want to go to that.
exactly.
I just have to point out there's so many plot holes in this. That's one of them. That
Mhm.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Then at some point she says she was at the event alone, even though she made a whole big deal about her stepsister.
Yeah.
Did you
That was
notice
weird too. Yeah, that was a weird paragraph.
Holes
Did her
here.
stepsister bail on her?
It doesn't say, but it
Yeah.
talks about it so much, and then she's like, I sat there alone for 4 hours. So it's like, I don't know if I trust this Redditor. I think
I'm so
the
confused.
story must be skewed. I mean, obviously, because it's
They
like
all
from
are.
one person's perspective, but most of the time you can't see through it this clearly. There's so much going on.
Also, today's first story, the level of childishness. I have a severe non-tolerance for childishness, especially in situations like this.
Mhm.
Not to be confused with my childish sense of humor, but in general, like when you're acting like a child, especially in grown situations. Like, I'm sorry, but paragraph, what is that, 5? His first words are, "Look who cares about me again." I would have walked right back out the door.
Yeah, like
All right, you can have
yeah.
fun.
she was supportive. Like she immediately called. Like like he sent a text
Yeah.
like, "Hey, something happened. I want to talk to you." So she immediately called, talked to the person, and spent 2 hours talking on the phone. How is she not supportive?
So I would say the person at least who wrote this, I would say, is not in the wrong. I mean, you can't say I don't like the act that's performing, so that's why I don't want to go. If he said I don't feel good,
Yeah.
if he said I don't feel good, that's why I'm not going. I could understand why he could be upset,
Yeah.
but he didn't say that.
He said, "I don't want to go."
And that's why when I read it, when it was like he for not canceling my plans after he learned about his diagnosis.
Yeah.
But the diagnosis was not why he didn't want to go, because he didn't like the act.
Yeah.
So-
My favorite part about these submissions is most of them are such first world problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Most of them can also, almost all of them can be solved with just like slightly better communication.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, hi, I'm feeling a little mentally insert whatever emotion here, and I don't feel like going. But you've been looking forward to this for months, so you can go. I'm just gonna play video games and do my own thing, and that's fine.
Mhm.
You can do your own thing in a relationship. You,
And, like,
you don't
Yeah,
have to
of
like
course.
always be
She
together.
did,
It's fine.
like, clearly say like ask if like she could stay with him instead.
Yeah,
just-
he never said,
yeah.
I want you to stay home with me. He just figured she should. And
Yeah.
because she didn't read his mind, then he was, throwing a little
Oh, that's
tantrum, being
so
like,
many people.
yeah.
No,
People can really learn from reading Reddit of like how
By the
not to
way,
be life.
Disclaimer. These are not our stories, but we do think you're stupid. If you're listening to us, we are laughing at you.
Do you think the
better.
same people who write these listen to the morning buzz?
You never.
Yeah.
It could be one of
These people-
you. It could be Victor, and he's lying with his disclaimer.
Yo, that'd be
Episode
so
9.
funny.
Well, I gotta
Imagine if we
say,
all submitted stories and we were just like lying to each
I
other.
gotta
about
say,
our lives.
I am not 25 and I'm not.
You're not a
female.
25 female
No,
with
I'm
a
not,
boyfriend?
sadly. No, I'm not.
Darn, I had you all
don't
wrong,
believe
Victor.
I'm a 21 male hosting a show.
I don't believe you.
So if we see a 21 male one, it's just Victor, guys.
We're gonna have to do a
And he's
background
like,
check.
Puerto Rico is home. Anyways, like
If it's 21 male and it's talking about Puerto Rico, that's me. But I think the consensus is that he is in his right? He's not in the wrong.
the person who wrote the thing is not in the wrong.
So Reddit agrees.
Good.
She's not in the wrong. So we got another story. So I'm gonna let Leslie take it away. So Leslie, read it.
I love reading these. Okay, I get so excited. Am I in the wrong for abandoning my family to go to college? I come from a pretty
No.
poor.
Sorry, read.
Anyways, jeez. I come from a pretty poor family, and throughout high school, I've been working part-time to help support the family. It's not the sole income, but it's a substantial part because my mom's a legal immigrant and only able to get paid under the table and part-time at that. I got into a top college due to my family's financial status. I got a full ride, no tuition, room and board, etc. for financial reasons. This isn't tied to academic performance and guaranteed for as long as I attend. So it's a crazy opportunity. I have the opportunity to go to a top college for free, and this will lead to so much more opportunities. Unfortunately, though, it is across the country from where I live. My mom is begging me not to go. My sister is too young to work for a few years, and my mother doesn't make much. So if I left instead of staying and continuing to support the family, they'd be forced to have an even worse standard of life. I told them I'll continue working till the end of the summer, but I have to go. Going hurts us short term since my family will have less money, but not going hurts long term. Going gives me the opportunity in a few years to make lots of money, which can be much more helpful than what I can do. What I can do as a high school graduate working minimum wage. And plus, for selfish reasons, I want to go. I want to learn and live a life vastly different from my mom's life. I want to be great. So I've decided that I need to go, both for altruistic and selfish reasons. I know it will be hard on my mom and sister, but they'll figure out a way to survive. I'll be working full time over the summer rather than just part time. So that should be a little extra to tide them over. In 2 years, my sister will be able to work soon, so I'm sure they'll make it. My mom thinks I'm incredibly selfish to leave her and my 12-year-old sister to struggle. And even my sisters tell me their life will be much worse without me here. It does make me feel guilty, but I feel if I give this up now, I'll someday end up in the same position as my mom, only with an opportunity to change everything that I never took. Am I selfish? Am I in the wrong?
No, you're not. You're not in
That's
the
not even a
wrong.
question.
You're not in the wrong. You're not in the
Go
wrong.
to school, learn.
Yeah, go to school.
Live your dream.
I know I agree that this person's not in the wrong, but I think it is a very difficult situation.
It is.
Because if your family can, probably barely eat and you're the, reason that they are, and, there's just so many layers to this. I'm a little worried about them.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know these people, I'm worried about them.
No, hopefully the family will be okay. But I think, yeah, you should capture this opportunity and really do what you have to do, is just go to college. I obviously in very different circumstances. My mom and sister are extremely okay. But, I took a chance coming up here in Montclair State, and,
Mhm.
I don't regret it. I've had the best experience I ever had here at Montclair State. So, I say, yes, do it. It'll change your life forever. I know my life has changed forever since I came here. So I say, yes, please do it.
It's also a full ride.
Full ride, which
If
is
this person
insane.
That is
applied
true,
again,
full ride.
maybe in a year, you might not get that.
Exactly.
That's how crazy college applications are. Is like you might not get it a year from now or a semester from now if you apply later. You might get this only once.
Exactly.
And a full ride to like a top university. Oh my God.
No, that's like not many people.
Montclair doesn't even want to give us a full $4, and they're giving you a full ride.
I do wonder if they ever had a talk or will have a talk about there's probably places to work close to this campus. So it could always be that she worked while she's in college if that's what has to happen.
Mhm.
Um,
And send money over.
and
or
send money
something,
and
yeah.
send some of the money over, like keep some for herself, send some of the money over. I think that could help because it's her going to college will hurt in the short term, but if she's going to a really, really good school, full ride, then it'll hopefully for this family work out long term so that they have success and they have like financial stability they don't have to worry about this anymore. So I would say she's
That is
not
true.
in the wrong, but it is a very, 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 very tough situation.
Yeah, very tough. And I gotta say, the consensus here is that they are right. They should go to college, and Reddit agrees
Mhm.
that they are not in the wrong. So
And
just fun.
also something to note, if she's, or I'm assuming it's a she, it didn't actually say, if this
Mhm.
person's going to school and their room and board, meal plan, everything is paid for. I don't know if it said meal plan, but like it seems like everything seems
Yeah, it's
paid
a full
for.
ride. Yeah.
And that's one less person her mom has to pay for at home.
Mhm.
So it becomes a 3-person household to a 2-person household.
Mhm.
So, I feel like that's like a big difference.
Yeah, I think.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it might. Hopefully, they'll be okay.
It'll
And,
even out.
yeah, I think everything's gonna go fine. He gotta take this opportunity. They gotta take this opportunity. So we'll see if it was worth it. I think it will be worth it because talking
Mhm.
from experience, it was worth it. So
Education.
education is important, guys. And look at us
It's-
now. Look at me now. I'm gonna graduate from Montclair State.
I would say
So-
education is priceless, but we all know it's not.
It's
It's valuable.
it is valuable, and hey, I'm learning a lot. So, well, yeah, I would say go to college if
You have the opportunity.
if you have the opportunity. Yes. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with some more stories.
You are listening to 90.3 WMS
And this is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Morning Bus. I am Victor Muñiz Rosa. I am joined by, you know how it is, Leslie Gallagher, JT Bethea, Tanner Price, and Lana Kalapodakis. And we got some more stories. So, Leslie, take it away.
Alrighty, we're coming in with some entertainment news. Meta? Am I saying that right? Meta. Ooh. I almost said that a little too confidently. Meta plans to launch paid verification status. CEO of Meta. Mark Zuckerberg announced the company is planning to launch a paid subscription so that users of Instagram and Facebook can pay to be verified. The company will begin to release in Australia and New Zealand. Other countries will come soon. Zuckerberg said, quote, "We are evolving the meaning of the blue badge to focus on authenticity so we can expand verification access to more people. We will display follower count in more places so people can distinguish which accounts are notable public figures among accounts that share the same name," end quote. Meta is not the first to do this. Other social media like Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube have their own subscription based
models.
So
this is interesting, like when Twitter started doing it, I was like, who's gonna pay for this? And a lot of people did pay for it.
like regular people,
Yes,
like you and me.
yes, I seen a lot of people.
A lot of
Honestly, I'm not
idiots.
doing it. I'm not doing it.
Why though?
It's stupid. Why would I pay? Why would I pay for that? That doesn't make sense.
My first thought went to like people who's who like catfish, like make fake accounts and like imagine them paying to trick people. Like that seems like a mess. I don't know if they would get verified though, but if you pay, I don't know.
It's weird,
because people, especially on Twitter, like to cause chaos. And what they do is, at least this is what I've seen, people would become fake fake sports reporters and tweet out like it would be like, and it would be like, oh, the Mets are trading for Mike Trout for, their bench coach in AAA, and people would see it and see the check mark and be like, oh, it's real. And it had I got a couple times where I was I was tricked and I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Oh, it's fake. But that because especially on people just do that because they want to. There's no, sometimes, especially with like if you're talking about like people on the internet, people just do things for no reason. Just do it because they want to, because they just want to cause harm on the internet, I guess. So scary place.
The internet's always been a scary place, but I think like paying for verification is so it's prone for catfishing. It's like, and it's like the verification badge means something, and when you make it a paid subscription, it loses that meaning, because when you're verified, that means like you're a notable person, and you're a celebrity or a politician. Like that's the way.
If I check my phone and I see that I'm followed by someone that's verified, I'm like, oh wow, this happened a couple times. But I think especially on Twitter, they kind of got around it because it said what subscription you have. Like Twitter, this user is verified because they're a politician. This user bought Twitter Blue. Like
exactly. So that's good. But still, I think like it should be more like given by Twitter. Not like, oh well, it's now Meta. So we'll see. I'll see those fake verifieds. We'll see what happens. And I don't know. I think it shouldn't be paid.
Are you gonna get verification for yours to be official?
No.
Okay.
But I've applied, because why not? But I've always been taken down.
You're the assistant producer of the Morning Buzz.
I mean, that's what I said, and they were like, "They're not notable." So sorry.
We are verified on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
I wonder why not elsewhere.
That is, the WMSC radio. We'll see what happens.
Sounds like an Annabella question.
That sounds like our general manager question.
Hashtag get WMSC verified on everything else.
We'll see. Maybe.
Let's get our YouTube verified.
That'd be nice. But we got more entertainment news, and this one comes from. This is a news story from me. Like I wrote this. This is Victor Muñiz Rosa's review of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. Saturday night, I watched the new installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I have to be honest, I came in with very low expectations. I have not been very optimistic about the MCU since Avengers Endgame first came out. I haven't loved the recent movies like Thor: Love and Thunder. That movie sucked. However, I gave it a chance. I gave Ant-Man and the Wasp. I like Paul Rudd. I gave it a chance. And for me, it was okay. It was okay. Paul Rudd's performance as Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, is great and showcases why he's one of the highlights in the Avengers movies. A funny, charismatic character that can also be dramatic when an emotional scene is happening. Haley Newton as Lang's daughter, Cassie, and Jonathan Mayers as the main villain, Kang the Conqueror, were phenomenal and gave impressive performances for an MCU movie. Other standouts are Michelle Pfeiffer and Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas as part of the Pim Van Dyne family. Besides the great acting, I believe the movie could have better writing. The writing wasn't very great, and some of the jokes did not land. Some of them were good. I laughed, but it could have been better. The movie overall was a fun experience, and if you love good action, this movie will be a good fit. If you're not a big fan of comic books and superhero movies, maybe you should skip this one and watch Avatar again or whatever. From 1 out of 10, I give it a 6. So did any of you watch the new Ant-Man movie?
Yes.
You did? What do you think?
I gave it an 8.
An 8?
Wow.
Yeah. That's generous.
I was very much so entertained, and I was looking at my roommate who I watched with it, and if you know, our assistant sports director, Anthony Cafone, he's an angry elf. He finds a lot to complain about. A lot. So I was looking at him the whole time. I'm like, no, I'm looking for him to find something to complain about. But even him walked out of that movie saying, like, yeah, that was actually really good. I think it's the best Ant-Man you've seen so far.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I love the first one. I think the first one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Although there's a character that I don't know. I'm not going to say because it might be a spoiler, but there's a character that I love that was very big, let's say. And that was very funny. That was very funny.
I do think, well, before I say my review for the movie, because I saw it too. This is inspired by me. This whole segment inspired by me. I inspired you to see it. I inspired you to see it.
Yeah, in a way, yes, you did.
He's like, I want my crumbs.
Let me tell the story. I was gonna go to the movie theater either way, but I didn't know which movie to watch. And then I saw, I was walking to my dorm and I saw Tanner Price walking the other, like, opposite way. And we're like, hey, Tanner, what's up? And he was like, yeah, I watched Ant-Man. It's pretty good. You should watch it. And I was like, okay, perfect. I will. I'm sorry for imitating your voice like that. I don't know why I did that voice.
It's okay.
But
You doing good.
Ant-Man was pretty good. Anyways, so I decided to watch it and yeah, I had a good time, but I think, it could have been better.
I agreed. I mean, some of the jokes made me really laugh, which haven't happened in a while in any MCU movie. Like the audio when he's talking about his audiobook, that was funny. That was really funny. I was laughing. I was like laughing in the theater, which I haven't done watching one of those movies in a long time.
Hey, that scene is pretty good. It's not a big spoiler. He has a book. It came out and he has an audiobook and he's listening to the audiobook and like I can relate completely.
Yeah,
because I'd be listening to my shows like on my own. I'd be listening to my voice just to like see how it, I want to know how it went out and like I want to hear it back. So I've been prone to that. Yeah.
Although one of the complaints that a lot of people have with Marvel movies is that they're not movies in themselves. They're just pieces in like a bigger puzzle. Like they're not like they don't focus on they focus on telling a bigger story. They don't focus on telling the story in the movie. Which did happen in this movie. It wasn't like
it was it was very much a build up to Kang
it was
as the main villain.
I do have to say, and I'm not going to spoil anything about it. The post credit scene was awesome.
No, that was good. So,
that got me hyped for upcoming stuff.
I think people forget that that's what the MCU has been since Iron Man. The only MCU movie ever that was ever supposed to be a standalone film was the first MCU movie. They did not know what direction they were headed after Iron Man. They saw the success of Iron Man and a light bulb flicked. That's what happened. And every movie since then has been to build off of entire story. It has been my main reminder anytime somebody has complained about how slow and awkward the beginning of phase 4 started. How, oh my God, it just doesn't feel like the MCU we know. Well, no, duh, everybody's dead. Like, do y'all not remember everybody's dead? They have to introduce an entire new ensemble. It's going to take time. These movies are not going to be Captain America Civil War. They're not going to be Thor Ragnarok. We're not going to get that quality as y'all claim, you non-movie critics. We're not going to get there until a good couple of years.
Although, here's something. They released a new Thor movie, and as Victor said, it sucked.
I don't know about
that movie was terrible.
Nah,
I was so excited for that movie.
Me too.
Because Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, what else your problem?
Thor Ragnarok is probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite MCU movie.
That was your problem. You went in with expectations. Thor shouldn't have got.
I went in with expectations because it was Thor. It was an established character, and it was an established character with I believe the same director as the last one.
Yes.
So I went in expecting that it's going to be a similar movie, and I was so disappointed because it had nothing.
Think about why people liked Ragnarok. They were expecting the same boring stagnant Thor that we got the first.
Yes,
and that's the point of the Ragnarok.
The same complaints they had about Love and Thunder were the same props they gave for Ragnarok.
I didn't. It went too hard on the jokes, and I think like the story wasn't as great. And they had Christian Bale as the main villain.
But here's the thing: they went too hard on the jokes, and I don't remember any of them. I don't.
Do you remember any of Ragnarok?
Yes, yes, I remember. Yes,
of course I do.
One of my favorite things is what's it called when he's about to fight the Hulk, and he's like, "I know him. He's from work." That's so fun. That's so fun.
It's the same. I don't know. I think
but there was but
y'all some non-movie critics.
I know.
I'm a movie critic. I just did a review right now.
But I don't know.
Wow. But Victor Muñiz Rosa, you need to be at every movie premiere, going to Rotten Tomatoes and telling Rotten Tomatoes this movie was good.
Hey, I would love to do that. I love movies. Hey, WMSC, I could be the official movie critic. Like, I can do that. I'll do it every Monday. I'll come with a new movie and critique it.
You want to listen to movie critics? Movies till midnight.
Oh yeah, that's a show.
I'm about to plug a show, and I forgot what day they're on.
they're the day before.
There's another.
Of course, the director's cut. Well, why don't you give us your show, Lana? Let's see if you learned from last semester.
I feel called out, and that's so mean. But hey, director's cut Wednesdays, 10 p.m. You guys should listen.
You still haven't learned from last
Excuse you, I got better.
You did get better. You know, at least you remember what day your show is this semester.
Whoa, okay. There's some tension.
Called out.
Nah, for context. Context, last semester, our former Morning Buzz producer would always prompt us to plug our shows. And when he found out that Lana was having her own show, he would always prompt her. And poor, shy, sweet, quiet, timid Lana did not know how to plug her own show. She was just like, movies till midnight. And Isaiah was like, when is it? And she was like,
that's not
that's
not my show.
Okay, we're gonna take
next time.
We're gonna take a quick break.
We're gonna cut.
Yeah. Cut. Director's cut.
Oh, nice.
I feel so called out.
So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, son, how are you feeling?
Shout out to the people on Facebook who are watching. What's up, Yodi? I know you're watching.
It's the-
Linda.
Hi, Jody.
It's the
We miss you.
it's the-
Bring
it's the-
Harleen to the
it's
office.
the metamates. Maybe soon they'll have verification.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see.
I love
We'll
callbacks.
wait. We'll see. But we got more stories, guys. And as you know, the last half hour are really weird, strange, odd stories. So we'll see. Let's start with the first one. PETA offers to pay for Oscar Mayer Wienermobile repairs if they become vegan. After the catalytic converter was stolen from an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in Las Vegas, PETA offered to fix it on one condition. They have to become a vegan Wienermobile. In a letter by PETA President Ingrid Newkirk said in a letter that the Wienermobile should become a not dogmobile. And this demand comes when the global market of plant-based hot dogs grew by 20% last year. The letter was addressed to the Kraft Heinz Company President Carlos Abrams Rivera. Newkirk said, in quote, "Since Americans' appetite for cruelty-free food is only growing, we hope you'll relish this opportunity to catch up with the trend by having at least one veggie dogmobile." A spokesperson for Kraft Heinz quote and said, and quote, "We received the letter and respectfully declined their offer as our Wienermobile is all fixed up and back on the road. Giving people a variety of high-quality, delicious food options is important to us, and we have long offered many plant-based options. We recently announced new plant-based Philadelphia cream cheese." So what do you think about this, guys?
They always say, if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener,
Mm,
and I am not an Oscar Mayer wiener,
No.
and I wouldn't be a vegan Oscar Mayer wiener
yes.
because in my personal opinion, I have a food opinion.
Yes, what's your food opinion?
I have a food opinion, and
Mhm.
maybe it's because I think hot dogs are nasty. I used to love them.
Okay,
I
I gotta
u-
be honest, they are.
I used to love them. I used to love them, and I just had them so much that I just was just like, this is terrible.
You know, I can see that. I can't eat a hot dog like every day, but like once in a while.
Once in a while.
No,
like,
I can't.
really.
It has to,
can't,
or
like,
unless I know it's something about because it's a grilled made thing,
Mhm.
but when I'm eating it, it has the consistency of like a cold cut.
That is true. That is true.
So-
it is a hot dog. Yeah.
So, it's something that was grilled, something that should be, at least when I think of grilled, I don't think like a cold cut, but it tastes like a cold cut. But I don't know. But
I had bad experiences with hot dogs, so now
Really?
they're my
Why?
mortal enemies.
What's happening?
I'm
with the-
hungry now.
What's your beef with hot dogs?
If you could even consider it beef, but yeah, it was 6th grade Christmas.
Was it beef or pork?
All of the above. If it's an animal, it's a hot dog.
Okay.
That's number one. It was 6th grade Christmas time. I was in the Poconos. We were balling on a budget, and that night we had hot dogs for dinner.
Mm,
I was a hungry boy, so I had a lot of hot dogs.
okay.
That morning, I did not have a lot of hot dogs, and I'm gonna keep it there to keep it very FCC safe. But let's just say that those hot dogs did not agree with me. And
Mm.
ever since then, I have not been able to eat a hot dog.
So you have a phobia of hot dogs.
Not a phobia. I fear no man or dog.
He has an aversion to hot dogs.
Yeah.
As I Google whatever it is.
Both Tanner and JT have an aversion to hot dogs.
Yes.
I'm joining the club.
Wait, hold on. I'm in the United States of America, and all the Americans in the room don't like hot dogs.
Hey,
What is
I never
I
liked
guarantee.
them,
Okay,
so-
you know what? Using your logic,
Dogs.
every Puerto Rican loves tacos.
that's
going to-
racist. You shouldn't say that. Anyway.
You
Hey.
just said I'm in America and I'm the only one
Bro,
that
come
likes
on. Okay.
hot dogs.
That's racist. Anyway.
Also, I like
But like that's one of the most known foods from America, burgers and hot dogs. Like it's not
Known
Yes. Yes.
I thought we were known for other things.
for like pizza, maybe.
I thought we were known for our one
That's-
things.
a lot of people think that
No, it was made in New York.
it was made.
No, pizza's Italian.
Nobody
Well,
caught
I-
my joke in them.
It was made in New York by an
By an
Italian.
Italian.
So it's an Italian American food.
Okay. I didn't know
Nobody
that.
caught my
Now
remark.
you know that it was not made in Italy, but it's
But
different.
It's because pizza. It's because pizza as a whole, there's only one real good pizza, and it's a true New York slice or New Jersey slice. It's
Anytime somebody tries to insert Chicago into
Yeah,
that conversation,
that's why
I want to
pizza.
drop kick
Pizza
them.
is ruined. The global view of pizza is ruined because of Chicago.
Yeah.
Deep dish pizza.
I've heard California pizza. ain't
I
good either.
took the love of my life to a pizza place in New York. Now, mind you, it was one of the trashy 99-cent stores, but it's still better than any type of pizza you'll get in South Jersey.
It's better.
She extremely disagreed with me, and the
have
first
my-
thing she said was, "Why is the crust so thin?" And I almost yelled
Okay.
because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So Leslie and I are both wrong. According to a quick Google search and a few resources,
Leslie's like, "I'm not wrong."
the broadest definition of pizza is was a flatbread with ingredients baked. So its origins is from Greek, they used to do flatbreads. So
Lana gets her celebration.
and then it started becoming what we know today, which is pizza. So it started as flatbread, and then slowly it became, the amazing food pizza.
I'm
But
sorry.
anyways,
I haven't seen Lana this happy since I played ABBA before the show started.
so anyways, I love hot dogs. I don't know about you. Like, I enjoy a good hot dog, not every day. Like that's like death. Like I'll die in 10 years if I eat
Victor,
hot dogs every day.
I agree with that. I enjoy like a good hot dog on
Thank
like
you, Lana.
maybe
Lana's always on my team. Love you, Lana.
I love you too. On like July 4th, like a good hot dog.
Hey,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the only day. That's the only day when I'll
Okay.
think of having one, because I could just be a true American that day.
Can I say
Burger, hot dogs. I got baseball on. I got 2 things of soda in my hand. There's the pool. There's the fireworks.
Oh, you are so white.
2 sodas? Why? Why?
2 sodas? That's not healthy.
And his name is Tanner.
Your dentist might have some questions.
I think that
Did you say you don't dentist?
No, I don't. I don't get 2 sodas.
wait. The 4th of July in 1 2-minute interval, Tanner just referenced 4th of July.
Yeah, that's very
Baseball. Hot dogs. Keep in mind he wears shorts year round.
Hey, guess
You see where his name is Tanner.
Hey, guess what?
You see
Hey,
where
guess
I'm
what?
going.
Hey, guess what? It's President's Day.
Yo, George Washington.
Tanner, definitely. Tanner, do you drive?
I drive my dad's car.
Can I guess that it has an American flag draped somewhere on it?
No,
Oh
no.
I would have been on the money
Close
with
enough,
that
close
one.
The 4th of July is the one day where I get patriotic about the country. Every day.
Wait, what does your dad drive?
A Subaru.
Oh, that's very not usually white.
My mom drives a Subaru too.
Oh, maybe it's the new white car. Who knows?
My dad also used to drive a Subaru that he gave to me.
Subaru is
I
the
see the
new
connection. I see the connection.
This is very interesting.
Okay, let's move on.
I think we have to move on.
Yeah, I see the connection. Anyways, Leslie, take it away with our next story. Artificial
Oh.
intelligence.
Artificial guys. I swear every week there's a new story about artificial intelligence. They intrigue me a lot, but they also terrify me.
Yes.
As we know, artificial intelligence is a somewhat new thing in technology. Everybody's either using DALL-E, is that how you say that?
Dolly, yeah.
DALL-E to create amazing art, or Chat GPT to make full essays. However, one AI chatbot said it wanted something nuclear. Microsoft put new limits to Bing's AI chatbot after saying it wanted to have nuclear access. The chatbox kept telling New York Times reporter Kevin Roos that he didn't love his wife and wanted to steal nuclear secrets. The AI chatbox also compared Associated Press reporter Matt O'Brien to Adolf Hitler and called him, quote, one of the most evil and worst people in history, end quote. Bing responded to the situation and said, quote, starting today, the chat experience will be capped at 50 chat turns per day and 5 chat turns per session. A turn is a conversation exchange, which contains both a user question and a reply from Bing, end quote. The chat box is only available to beta testers who receive an invitation.
That's crazy. Like, imagine a shout out, just a screen, just saying like,
Telling you about your life.
yeah, like, you don't love your wife and I want nuclear codes. Like that's scary. That's scary. I grew up watching.
So weird.
Yeah, I grew up watching sci-fi. You know, I grew up watching iRobot. I grew up watching all these movies, and like, what Sharknado?
Sharknado.
What does that have to do with AI? I haven't watched Sharknado. Sci-fi. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
No, but we're
sci-fi.
talking about like robots. taking
Yeah,
over the
robots.
world.
Come on, get it together, man.
Get it together, Tanner.
So like, you know, I grew up watching these movies, and I've always, when this started going on, like Chat GPT, and all these stuff, I was like, no, thank you. Like, come on. Like, we don't need an iRobot situation. We don't need this Terminator situation. Like, come on, let's not mess with AI, please. I'm scared.
This is why whenever I see like Tesla and Elon Musk are rolling out this new thing, I'm like, no, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I've seen all of these movies, all of these shows. It doesn't work.
It'll
The
always go
Terminator came out in like in the 80s.
Yes.
And predicted like
Having
stuff
the
like
thing.
this happening. And then it's just like, oh, let's actually do that. Like, did people not watch like 80s dystopian Arnold Schwarzenegger movies?
Apparently
No.
not.
But
They're good movies. I recommend.
but this is yeah.
T2, great movie.
Yes, I'm. This is why I'm scared of technology, because something that is not human and cannot understand human things should not be able to talk like that.
Yeah.
You should not be able to ask for nuclear secrets.
Yeah.
Just shut the AI down right now.
When it talks about nuclear codes, I would have shut it down. Not like, oh,
shut it
like,
down now.
Yeah.
Because it will only get worse. It will only. Yeah.
I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not
feeling
it. And like, let's do something about it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See what happens. So, but we got more. Okay, we got more stories. Hands up! Don't shoot! I'm the Cookie Monster.
Cookie.
The
There's so many comments I want to make.
the Cookie Monster is one of the most beloved characters in Sesame Street. However, someone dressed like him is making his rounds around the Santa Cruz Wharf, and the police are warning visitors to not get close to the Blue Monster. The man is someone who has faced criminal charges in other parts of the country. Many visitors have complained about the disturbance. Wharf visitor Michelle Roberts said, and quote, "We saw him at the beginning of the wharf. At first glance, it just seemed like maybe it would be fun to do a selfie with him, but we were away from him, and then we went to the back of the wharf by the deadline. And that's when we saw him coming out, making a commotion and getting in people's faces," end quote. A wharf employee, Mark, said, end quote, "I saw him on the day the Sesame Street creator died. Like I told you, he was sad about that. He kept showing up and people started complaining about him." So,
Now,
wow.
in
Cookie Monster
America.
harassing people? I didn't expect that.
In America, you no longer have to only worry if you look like me or Victor. You also have to worry if you're blue with fur.
And you love cookies.
What does this world come to when Cookie Monster has to attend Black Lives Matter protests?
So this when I read this story, I like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys the picture, that like the headline picture.
Oh no,
I do have to say, I've been to San Francisco.
Have you met the Cookie Monster?
No, sadly. Interesting place.
It is an interesting place, I gotta say. I'm gonna show you guys the picture of the Cookie Monster on the headline. It's so funny. It's just the Cookie Monster on the wharf. Let's see if it appears. Oh, okay. I have problems. Never mind. Anyways, it's just the Cookie Monster and the wharf. So yeah, it's very interesting that this is happening. But you know,
I saw the picture. I saw the picture of it too. But
wait,
yeah.
I found it. Never mind.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
That's the picture of the Cookie Monster in the wharf, complaining and harassing people.
I never thought I would see the headline, "Do not engage Cookie Monster."
Yes, that's the headline
That's
from
quite a headline.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's
There's
what
probably
intrigued me at first. I'm like,
there's
do
probably-
not engage Cookie
There's
Monster.
probably someone working at whatever news station that is. Like, that's the last thing they're doing. Like, it's their end of their shift. They're just like, "Oh, what's this story I gotta write about? Oh, beware of Cookie Monster." Like, okay. But yeah, this is
Enjoy my cookie.
Woogie.
Now I'm scared.
See now,
As
I
you
can't
should
wait
be.
for next week when we have like people warning to stay away from Elmo somewhere.
Stay away from Elmo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, hey, it could be anybody, you know?
Yeah.
And the least one, like the trash guy, is not the one harassing people. you know?
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. I was trying to find the name
trash
in my
guy.
the trash guy.
You know who
Oscar the
does
Grouch.
harass people?
Who?
Elmo.
Elmo.
I know you went for an Elmo impersonation.
Yeah.
But that just sounded like Mickey Mouse with a cold.
Oh no, Mickey's back.
Anyways, are you scared of Mickey Mouse?
No, but on every buzz I was always on with Isaiah, he would always do his Mickey Mouse impression, and it was scarily accurate, and it freaked me out. And then, oh god, oh, and then summer buzz, I was with Isaiah and Cam, and they both did it, and then
It was bad. It was
I
bad.
couldn't escape it.
Oh well, now I'm back.
I thought since I wasn't on a buzz with Cam or Isaiah anymore, I'd be free.
You
Mm.
can never escape the mouse.
Apparently not.
That mouse has his hand in everything.
So we got more stories. So let's just read the next story. Leslie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Victor?
I am very good. I'm very fine. Good
This
morning.
this headline scares me. Wait, oh, I thought that said bad. Never mind. It says, "Ooh, that smells good." What is it? It's New Mexico with
Huh?
what? Am I on the wrong one? No.
No.
Oh,
I'm-
okay.
I'm
Okay.
confused. by
You're
this.
also confused of why New Mexico smells good
Yes.
and why Victor put a little heart emoji.
Oh no,
I
that
didn't
was
put
me.
that. That was JP.
Oh, is that a heart?
It's the
emoji?
one where it's like blushing and the little hearts around the face. It's
Oh, I
actually one of my
a square,
favorites.
So I don't.
Oh my god, that smells so good. What is that? It's New Mexico.
Why don't
So-
I get to see the emoji? I got a square.
So the New Mexico legislature has a new bill that would make New Mexico the first state to have their own official aroma. What would be that aroma? Green chiles roasting in the fall. Democratic State Senator William Soules sponsored the bill that wants to add more state symbols into New Mexico. If this gets approved, it'll be one of many things New Mexico is known for, I guess. For example, New Mexico has an official state tie, which is the bolo tie. How many of you knew that?
I don't think
No.
anybody.
Nobody knew that.
Yes.
I don't think, okay, sorry, just maybe I'm getting off track, but I don't think anyone would know about the scent. I don't think it'd be culturally significant. Anyways, New Mexico also has an official aircraft that is an air balloon. Again, nobody knew.
Yeah, now you know.
I mean, we're very far from New Mexico, maybe
That's true.
surrounding
We're one of the
states.
new states, you know.
We are in New Jersey.
Yes, but not New Mexico.
Yes, that's true. A fiscal impact report states, quote, the new state aroma could help draw visitors away from Colorado, which for some reason thinks it has green chile comparable to that of New Mexico, end quote. What? I'm sorry. If you guys had to pick an aroma for New Jersey, what do you think it would be? And I'm laughing because my first thought is the awful scent of the turnpike on the one bridge.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
that
Does anyone know what I'm talking
what,
about?
what a nice aroma.
See, I think the official state aroma I get of well, it's not a state. The official aroma of New York City is that weird sewer smell.
That
that you
weird
get-
sewer smell. I know
weird
what
sewer-
you mean. I definitely know what you mean.
That is New York has that scent to it.
Yeah. And hey, it's New York. New York is a magical place, even though it
Which
has
is-
the most weirdest smells.
Which this is weird because there's so many times walking on this campus that I smell things. Like I smell like pickle a lot.
Breaking news: Tanner discovers the sense of smell.
But
I
it,
smell
but I'll be
pickle.
walking by like, in the middle of campus and I'm just like,
You know what? That's not weird. Last night I was walking back to my dorm when I was walking through lot 17 and I smelled funnel cake.
yeah, that too. It's pickles and funnel cake.
Yo, I want to walk where you guys are walking, smelling
Yeah,
funnel cake. And
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know, like, I've been in New Jersey for a while, so I know a few things. So I think the official aroma could be like fresh bagels, like that smell of
Fresh
like a fresh
bagel, yeah.
bagel,
Oh,
or maybe a hot pork roll / Taylor ham sandwich out of the
Or pizza, which is why are you making that face?
pizza in New Jersey. I would understand New
Pizza's
York,
amazing in New Jersey.
Okay.
but like the
Only North
official
Jersey.
aroma,
I eat
like, I
pizza
don't get
most
it.
weeks.
Official aroma, I don't know.
It
I don't think it
smells
should
like
be.
cheese and sauce
No,
and
it's
bread
good.
and dough and happiness.
Oh, I agree.
And
Pizza's
maybe
good.
like basil. I don't know.
I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. But what you guys
Oh,
think?
well,
What should be the official New Jersey smell? The aroma. I'm sorry. Smell sounds weird. Aroma.
maybe because we're the Garden State, we should be like flowers.
Oh, that's true.
That would be so
Ooh.
beautiful.
That'd be beautiful.
That would be.
I just
pretty-
thought of that. I'm like,
Cherry
lavender
blossom.
sounds.
I gotta give it to bagels. I gotta give it to a bagel shop. You walk in and it just smells like breakfast.
So I think bagels is the winner for now.
I'm okay with
A
that.
fresh
For
bagels.
those people who don't like breakfast.
Well, too bad.
I'm going with.
Well,
You know what I'm
maybe
going
not many people like green chiles.
You know what I'm going with? I'm going with because I'm going with the weird scent of when it snows, like that slush. I don't
That
know.
has a
No,
smell?
I would go
What
go
are you, a
with,
bloodhound? How does that have a smell?
I don't know. I would go with like bagels, probably bagels or like pizza.
Mm,
Like
I don't get the pizza.
Like,
Why pizza?
pizza of just like a small town pizza restaurant that you just go and get a slice. Like not like a fancy pizza place. No, like place where you're going to get a slice like on your like lunch break or something.
Mhm.
That's where
Hey.
that would be my scent of New Jersey.
Wait,
San of New Jersey.
JT, I have a question.
Sure.
So, is South Jersey pizza thick crust?
It is very thick crust. It is very altered. It is very attentive. And personally, I think it's an abomination. Some of the most famous South Jersey spots that people down there swear is the best pizza ever is this one spot that the Jonas Brothers actually like, Carluccio's. It's terrible. There's one spot on the Ocean City Boardwalk a lot of people love. It's called Mako and Mako.
That is terrible.
Also terrible.
That is terrible. I will. If people love that, people line up for it. It's awful.
It's one of the many things I do for love that makes me genuinely wonder about myself. My girlfriend loves that place, and I eat it every time we go, and I
There's-
cry on the inside every time I eat it.
Like I was,
There's better pizza places on the Ocean City Boardwalk to go.
I was just wondering because like every time I've gotten pizza on the boardwalks and down the Jersey Shore, it was thin crusted.
It's like it's technically thin, but they don't know how to spread the dough thin enough. That's their
Oh.
problem. So it's like they try and make it thin, but if you've ever had something here at 90.3 WBC up in Montclair,
Yeah.
in the Montclair area,
That's
with an
true.
actually properly thinned out dough, you know the difference. And if you go anywhere past, let's say, Bergen County, they don't know pizza.
Shout out Anthony Franco.
Yeah.
I just want to say, as it is nearing 9 a.m., it's way too early to be talking about pizza. I know we've been awake for
Yeah,
a
I
few
know,
hours
you
here on
know.
the Buzz Crew,
Food is
but
fun.
anyone just tuning in is probably having a cup of coffee. And this is a little
Pizza for
weird.
breakfast?
I'm not a big pizza for breakfast person.
Cold
But
pizza for breakfast.
I'm just
hits
saying the
really hard.
majority of our listeners are probably not having pizza for breakfast. I
Well-
mean, if you are, more power to you.
Mm.
But just
Yeah.
saying, more Buzz is coming to a close.
Yes, we're coming to a close here at the Morning Buzz. I love the pizza discussion, but sadly we have to go.
Aw.
There's more things to come here today on the Monday WMSC Radio Day. So hope you guys have enjoyed the Morning Buzz. I know I did. Thank you much for joining us. I am Victor Muñiz Rosa. I was joined by Leslie Gallagher,
Hi.
JT Bethea, Tanner Price, and Lana Kalapodakis. Thank you so much for watching. This was the Morning Buzz. I am Victor Muñiz Rosa. Nos vemos.
Bye.